Oh, snap. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. It has been far, far too long. Sorry for the wait. I'm not even going to lie. I was eating a burger and had some technical difficulties and had to get those sorted out. So if you are in the chat and you can hear me, definitely let me know. And I'm getting things set up here on my end so I can just make sure I can interact with you guys properly. Let's see here. Yo, what up, Matthias? What's up, Hoshi? Internal. Awesome. I'm really glad to hear that, guys. First and foremost, I'm giving it just a second here. How, oh, let me bump my desk here. How's everybody doing? First of all. Second of all, I'm still working on getting everything sorted out here at my new place. It's slowly but surely coming along, but we've been through a lot, man. It's been a lot since even the last time that I streamed. So we've definitely got some catching up to do, which I will totally get into. I'm just going to give people a chance to pop in here if they want to be in, and then we can kind of get into everything. But how's everybody's weekend going so far? I'm glad to hear it, internal. Thank you for that. It probably is an AI channel, or someone downloading my videos in mass using AI and then just re-uploading. But what's really crazy is I'm friends with a few other YouTubers, and we're in a Discord group together, and it's been like an epidemic lately. And I didn't realize without searching the basically the channel listings for mystery archives, right? Which is not something I do like super often. I mean, there's like easily like 100 of these channels, and some of them are just blatantly re-uploading my videos with all the information and everything. So it's um it's a lot to talk about, uh, so to speak, to say the least. Thank you, the truth. I'm glad you liked the Hexam heads, man. I'm not gonna lie, I put a lot into that video too. It's a little disappointing that it's not doing better than it is, but I mean that's just how it is sometimes, you know. Just got to keep going. Kind. So almost, Alex. I will definitely get into that, dude. Leonard playing Star Trek Online. Hell yeah, dude. That's what's up. I know a little bit about Star Trek. My dad's a really big Trekkie. He always has been for sure. And yeah, we will totes get into that, Pantera. Moving can be fun or murder, says Sandy. I absolutely agree with you. It sucked, man. I hate moving on every single level. It is the worst. Weekend's going by too fast. I feel that, man. I really do. Damn, dude, I'm sorry that happened. Scammers are utilizing AI to help steal content, amongst other things. Dude, so true. I mean, not only has life just been throwing all sorts of curveballs, man, which I'll also get into a little bit, and that's been insane to say the least. But you stack that on top of almost getting my account hacked, and then finding out that I have like, guys, it's gonna take hours upon hours to submit all these takedown requests. So I just ask that if you do come across a channel that isn't me, that is stealing my content, then please, for the love of God, report them to YouTube. Just a second here. I'm hopping over to the studio real fast. Can't even talk yet. Let's see here. So got to make something funny. Yeah, it's been a while, man. I've been needing to do this for a fat minute, and it's just been one thing after another, dude. So bear with me here. This is for anyone who wants to donate or anyone who just wants to laugh at a stupid pinned comment. There you are. And I'm just gonna throw in a goal here if it'll let me, just because it kind of helps it everything get like pushed out, so to speak, um, in the algorithm. So again, bear with me here. Let's see. Bam. Yeah, like I said, there's no obligation to donate. If you do, I definitely greatly appreciate it. If not, again, I'm just kind of trying to get everything pushed out because it has been so long. So yeah, so I want to get that set up here. Hey, what's up, Nora? Sandy, does YouTube act on complaints? Sometimes they do. Leonard, I got multiple dreadnoughts, included a legendary galaxy. Oh, and very nice, man. That's pretty cool. Okinawa the Warden, multiple. Very cool, man. Yeah, I've actually got my dad a few Star Trek related gifts over the years. But one of my earliest memories, we watched one of the movies together in not in high school, when I was really, really young. He took me to the theaters to see it, but I've watched like most of Voyager, some of Enterprise. So I know a little bit, but not like a ton. Imitation is the highest form of flattery. That's the thing. It's a catch 22 because it's like it's cool, but at the same time, it's definitely hurting me at the same time. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a real catch 22. Got to get some rest. Just popped in to say hi. Well, thank you so much, Matthias. Hope you have a good one, bro. And I will definitely talk to you sometime soon. Problem with YouTube and reporting them is there's no one who responds. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like I I was just kind of going through everything last night, and I wasn't at home, and the only way you can submit takedown requests is from your home desktop. Unfortunately, they don't have that in like mobile studio yet. And yeah, long story short, I was just seeing like a flood, unlike the likes I've ever seen before. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to work on this. And like I said, I'm definitely not the only one. And I'm sure that I am far from the last that'll experience that just in the YouTube sphere, but it's pretty lame. Also, what is up, Sage Rat? Love the name. And that's okay, Leonard. No worries, man. Don't ever feel bad about not being able to donate, guys. I just kind of just throwing things out there um, for the sake of throwing it out there. Can't afford to donate anything, but I so appreciate you. I appreciate you too, Mary. Like I said, there's no obligation, nothing crazy. I'm not going to be like, that's it, I'm canceling the stream if people can't donate. I'm not like that. So I appreciate you guys being here, and I appreciate the continued support for sure. And no worries, Sandy, not at all. And hey, welcome to being a member, Sage Rat. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Small tip of the iceberg of the ships I've listed. Nice, man. That's sick. Nora, the Hexam Heads episode was sick. Well, thank you so very much. Yeah, a lot went into that. And I had so much stuff going on, you guys. Oh my god. Let me see how many people we have in here, and then I think I'll get started with a little bit of my storytelling. Oh, we got like 20 people. That's cool. I mean, for not having done one in forever, it's can't expect too much, especially at least here it's 11:17 p.m. So I know it's a little later in the night. So man, where to begin? I'm gonna omit some details because it is like really personal, but I had multiple family crises, all pretty much one right after another, just keep stacking. And like it seemed like every other week for the last like month and a half, 2 months, it's been one thing after another. And whether it's been mental health crises with people, people passing away. I had my car breakdown, so I had to get all that sorted. My new house, my new home that I just moved into, about a little over a month ago, not weatherized at all. So we've been having a heat wave here. So it was nothing shy of like 80 degrees in my house for a good chunk of that time. Trying to get my AC fixed as well. And this is when all of this is going on. Cars in the shop, everything else is compacting. And it's slowly been getting better. Like I got my car fixed. Had to go through my whole extended warranty for all that, which was lame. But gonna be going and picking that up soon. But yeah, I had to pay for rental to get that sorted, and then still have to cover a bunch of stuff the warranty company didn't cover, of course, because that's how it always goes. The the warranty, and then I have like a home insurance plan, and dude, like trying to get, so I had to call them, and this almost never happens either, but amidst this, like I said, it's just been one thing after another. I had to call them 6 times and speak to different like representatives to finally be able to get some level of competence to allow me to be able to schedule someone to come and actually fix my AC unit aside from me doing a bunch of stuff to weatherize the house. You know, like as ghetto as it is, man, it works scientifically. I got tinfoil on the windows to reflect light out. I weatherized taped all the outside, um, filled just any like little gaps and stuff, and it's helped significantly. I mean, it's gone from the highest I think we had in here was like 83 degrees. It is back to like 68, so definitely working so far. But more than likely, I'm gonna have to replace my AC unit and the duct work, which, as many know, is not cheap. And then let's see, over on this side, there's soft shell turtle, little soft taco man. Kush is normally behind me, but she has decided that she's gonna flip flop around and make a crazy amount of noise. So I went ahead and put her in turtle timeout, aka the bathtub, while we stream. But yeah, I had all that stuff go down, and man, to say that I have been going through it and stressed is to say the least. And on top of that, so this has been in the last week or so. I had a very real and very legit, the biggest interview I've ever done, with a pretty large news station, is the best way I could describe it. That should be coming out in the next 4 days. And then as soon as they give me the go ahead, I can actually like cross promote it and like let you guys know about it. But I just did that interview a week ago. And coming off the heels of that, I received an email very similar to the one that I had with that one, except I do have to say this is like the one and only time Uncler. That's sick. Well, thanks, T underscore LA Nelson. I appreciate your generosity, man. That's hilarious, Uncler. That's incredible. I love that. um, but it's like the only time that I didn't vet it 100% through my management, because I do have a management team that helps with like sponsorship. It's primarily just for like vetting and setting up like sponsorships and stuff. But yeah, this is like the one time I didn't vet anything through them, and under normal circumstances I totally would. But I think my guard was just down, more so having come off the heels of doing that last interview. And yeah, so long story short, I got a really convincing email from people that were pretending to represent the Fly on the Wall podcast, from which is David Spade and Dana Carvey's podcast. So they're like, "Hey, we came across your content. We'd love to make it a segment." Like they gave me like dates to choose from and just so much like everything that would go along with setting up like a legit interview, right? And I was like, hell yeah, dude, that sounds awesome. Like, of course I'm interested. I was like, you're telling me that Joe Dierte and Garth want to talk to me about Ghost? Brother, say less. So I was really excited. And like I said, I did not vet it as much as I should have. And that is my mistake. But they were like, okay, awesome. We're going to set everything up. You know, we corresponded over a few days via email. And yeah, so they were like, okay, well, we need to do a pre-screening, you know, basically to see your setup, kind of discuss what there is to expect, go over some of the talking points and that thing, because they're like, it's going to be a live show, you know, like you're going to hop in and pretty much go from there. So I was like, okay, great, like no problem. So, you know, I stress about setting everything up just right, trying to get, you know, things relatively put together. And let's see, what is today? Saturday night. Let's see. So I think this was Thursday morning ish for me. I hopped in this call with the supposed one of the staff members, and they were like, you know, going through everything with me. And like I said, everything seemed legit. You know, making small talk, going over all the bits, checking different settings. And they're like, well, it's going to be live streamed on Meta platforms, and we sent you an invite from our official page, and we just need you to like go in and like accept it, and you know, we'll get everything else set up, and then, you know, we'll just have you hop in day of. And I was like, okay, man, that sounds great. So I go in to my Meta professional dashboard, over on Facebook or whatever. And I have about 61 or 62,000 followers there. So I was like, man, it'd be great to be able to cross promote and just kind of grow together. Obviously, I'd be excited to talk to David Spade and Dana Carvey. And yeah, I was just very excited about it. And again, Guard was totally down. But I go in there and I don't see an invite. And I'm like, that's weird. I'm like, okay. And they're like, yeah, that is weird. We don't know why that is. Do you have all of these things like, oh, for sure, Mary. And I'll get to that too. And I'll hop more in the chat here in a second. I guess I'm just getting my story time more so caught up here real quick. But yeah, they're like, have you, made your Instagram like fully activated or whatever? They like have this like laundry list of things. And I go in and I was like, well, I guess like, I guess my Instagram wasn't like verified through the Meta professional dashboard or whatever, which is weird because everything is kind of interconnected. But Meta's also just like a trash company. Their things don't work very well. So I was like, whatever, I can't say I'm surprised. So I am in the process of doing that, and they're walking me through the steps and this and that, making small talk. And they were like, go ahead and like create an event. And because like I post like my long form videos on Facebook in particular, and some reels on like Instagram and stuff, just to like kind of cross promote the YouTube episodes. And I am monetized on Facebook, but I mean, dude, the pay by comparison is crazy because literally there was 1 month on Facebook I got like 2.5 million views, and it was like $40. Like, it's crazy. And anyways, I digress there. But they're like, okay, make this live stream event and just like put your name or whatever as like the title, because like it's just gonna be like for you or for us, so this and that. And go in, and they had me add quote one of their staff members on Facebook so I could invite them to be able to allegedly send this invite. So I'm doing that, and again, they're kind of keeping my guard down, talking to me, and then they were like, okay, now add this account to your ads manager so we can actually send everything over and then have the analytics and then be able to, see everything on our side. And I was like, I was already like getting like a weird vibe from it. And I was like, all right, man, no problem. So I'm sitting there, and thank God, Meta, for as bad as they are, they had a little warning underneath that where it said, by adding anyone to this part of your account or whatever, they can manage everything, including your payments and quote, including moving you as an administrator. And I was like, I was like looking at it, and then I was looking at my Instagram, seeing like to make it active or whatever. And I was just like, dude, I told I and then I looked up and I was just like, I'm not comfortable doing that. And they immediately ended the call, and I was like, holy shit. Then it really like dawned on me that like, thank God my intuition kicked in that moment and was like, something is like fucked up about this. And so yeah, narrowly dodged a bullet there. And what they would have accessed is my Meta accounts, right? Which they wouldn't, like I said, I don't really make more than like which granted, like I drive a Tesla, but like for the equivalent of like a tank of gas a month from Facebook, right? Even though I post everything there. So they at most would have got that on that specific side of it. But because there's so much stuff linked, they would have got access to my whatever debit or credit cards I have on there for like my personal payments, possibly my PayPal. They would have had a similar password, which I've changed all this now, thank God, but they would have had a similar password to like my main, my YouTube account, my Google accounts. Like, it would have snowballed into an absolute mess, and it would have been, I could have lost my house, like straight up. Like, I would have been scrambling to figure some shit out until when and if I was able to get access to things again. And it was just such a narrowly avoided disaster, dude, that it really just put in perspective not only how grateful I am to have this opportunity to be able to do this for a living, but just how fast it can go away and how I can't take it for granted. So in that regard, I try to look at the glass like half full. And thank you, by the way. I'm looking over here. I just saw the chat, which I will be going back and getting caught up with here in just a few. But thank you so much for your kindness and your generosity, Sage Rat, for the $5. I really appreciate it, man. Let me hop over here and actually be able to give it a heart because I'm running it in Streamlabs and I got to like toggle over. I really appreciate it, dude. Thank you. And for the $5, I will ensure that a scammer / re-uploader is vanquished. um, but yeah, so that was really scary and disappointing for sure. But after I mean, I'm talking like maybe within like a minute and a half, I had my like main passwords changed. And oh, thank you so much, Bookworm, for the $5. I really appreciate it, man. And again, another scammer will be vanquished. I'm gonna do that every time. Some variation. Bam. Again, thank you guys so much. I really genuinely appreciate it. I'm like oscillating between like being so grateful that that didn't happen and like just for you guys donos and like half toggling between that and like comedy, you know. But speaking of comedy, like I said, I switched all the passwords. I was freaking out there for a minute, but I made sure they didn't have any access to anything. And also, yeah, if the camera shakes, it might be slightly picking up on my turtle, and it's like a face tracking one, so I might just move a tiny bit. SRW Taku. But so yeah, I did all that, and I immediately was like, I need to figure out who's actually. I should have done again my due diligence in the beginning, but I was like, I'm gonna reach out to anyone and everyone that's available, like to actually get the word to whoever is actually running the show / podcast with, you know, David Spade and Dana Carvey. And I sent a ton of emails out to their management. I commented on like their Instagrams, and then I tweeted at David Spade. And it's crazy because like within like 10 minutes, he actually took the time, and the actual David Spade DM'd me, and he was just like, I mean, like it didn't go past this, but it was just so cool that he took the time. But he was just like, hey man, I'm really sorry this happened to you. For some crazy reason, people are doing this, not only with our podcast, but obviously with a ton of other stuff. But he was really, really cool. And I can say now that in some capacity, David Spade has the roughest of ideas who I am and what I do. So I don't think it's going to turn into anything as far as me actually going on their podcast, but it was really, really cool to be able to speak to him and have him take the time to actually message me back. So that was, or to message me in the first place, because all I did was tweet at him. So that was really, really cool to experience. Again, more of a silver lining to the situation. But I had that happen. And then I took a short little trip yesterday. And this has been something that we've noticed, I guess, like me and some of my other creator friends, that has been like more or less an epidemic. But I didn't realize the sheer like level of how many channels are like impersonating me. It's genuinely crazy just on YouTube alone. I haven't even looked anywhere else because I mean the copyright tools everywhere else are kind of crappy anyways. But I basically did like a filter for channels and just typed in mystery archives, and I mean there's easily 100 channels that are either doing something in my niche, basically like copying me and or literally copying me and re-uploading my videos with my exact information. And as hard as it is to stay relevant on YouTube and make a living from YouTube as it is, it's like, yeah, as someone said earlier, like what was it, impersonation is the highest level of flattery. And it's like it is a catch-22 in that sense, that it's like, have I made it to some kind of level to be copied like that? You know, that part is kind of cool in that sense. But at the same time, it's hurtful because it's like I already struggle to get views as it is to continue to try and keep going. So it's like if I have someone then taking those away even more so, then it's just hurting, you know, my overall efforts and piggybacking / stealing the absurd amount of hours that goes into making each episode. So yeah, I just was like, what did I say last night to my girlfriend? I was like, I'm having all this shit happen. Like, I'm joking, of course, but I was like, I'm having all this shit happen. I was like, and these people are stealing food out of my tiny critters' mouths. I was like, I don't think so. So yeah, I just definitely wanted to kind of get that out there and shoot the shit. And yeah, I do have multiple turtles for those of you that don't know. I have a good amount of critters. Um, we have some uh, tetrafish in that aquarium. We're pretty sure he's a spiny soft shell turtle juvenile in this aquarium. And then right here is my turtle Kush, who's 14, 15 years old now. Hey, what's up, Cody? The other Cody who everyone thought was me. What's up, bro? I hope you're doing good. But exactly, don't steal food from the turtle's mouth, dude. It's messed up. I miss you too, man. I hope you're doing good. Yeah, I've just been catching everyone up. I've just been going through a bunch of shit, but yeah. Yeah, pretty much the moral of the story is like just be original. Don't steal people's work, you know. That's really lame. But on that note, I'm going to toggle back a little bit and just kind of see what you guys have been saying and catch up and yeah, we'll go from there for sure. Janie, love your channel. Your videos are so awesome. Like a one and only. Well, thank you. I don't even follow the library tape channel. My loyalty is to you, period. Oh, well, thank you, man. Ironically, I'm I'm actually pretty good friends with the tape library, and he's in that Discord channel that I'm in. We talk every so often, and you know, I always joke he's my arch nemesis because we've kind of, I mean, inevitably as creators, you end up copying, not copying, but covering the same stories, just in your own way. And we've definitely piggybacked each other a few times aside from collaborating, but he's actually a really cool dude. But he is having pretty much the same exact thing happen. A lot of my friends are. It's pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie. And same with even podcast friends I have that just do podcasts. They're seeing it happen over and over again. And I think a lot of it has to do not only with laziness, but the surge of AI and really just, especially here in the US, but definitely across the world, it's very indicative of how bad the economies are and how bad our economy is when people are stepping up their game trying to scam and steal people's work in order to make a buck. So yeah, it's lame. And speaking of those scammers too, my guess is the ones that I was talking about in regards to the almost getting me with the interview. I think that it was probably a team of people, and it's pretty elaborate in how it was set up and pretty convincing. And they're going after bigger fish, right? Like, I'm sure that they're targeting smaller creators as well, but I mean, like, I'm not like the biggest, but I'm definitely not the smallest. And if they're trying to get me and almost got me, then like that's a bigger fish for them, you know what I mean? And they can make slash get more out of that than just going after the run of the mill channels, so to speak. But yeah, it's this is crazy, man, for sure. Tales beyond this, love your channel. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Nora, people suck. They do, 100%. They definitely do sometimes. And I agree, Mary. Yeah, definitely double check their page. It's a little different when it's like a management company slash they're pretending to be a management company. But I will never ever not vet anything again in any capacity, because my management, at least that is part of their slash our deal together, is it's technically not part of our contract for them to vet like interviews and stuff like that, but they're kind of just like throwing that in there, which is cool. But yeah, they're supposed to vet like sponsorship deals and stuff, which I mean they kind of go hand in hand. Plug your book, says Nora. I totally will. So it's Stories from the Archives. I have volumes 1 through 4. Each one has 10 deep dives into real paranormal cases and or occult figures that I've delved into over the years, which there's definitely more than a few paranormal cases that I'm coming up making videos on, as well as occult figures that I think you guys are really, really going to like. So definitely stay tuned for that. She was saying, reach out to Theo Vaughn. I mean, I totally could. I don't think I'm big enough to be on a platform like that. Albeit, I would love to do like a Theo Vaughn or like a Joe Rogan podcast. I mean, that would be insane. But I don't think I'll ever be on that level. But it'd be really cool for sure. And if there's ever anyone that does interviews or even companies that you think should sponsor me, I mean, just let them know in the comments, man. You know, maybe one thing will lead to another. But you know, you never know, and no pressure. But if you feel like that'd be a good fit, then let them know for sure. So I do TikTok, mostly just for like clips and announcements that I kind of like funnel people over from there to my YouTube primarily. But it is just at Mystery Archives YouTube on TikTok. Setting up a new phone lurking. Hey, no worries. Always follow your intuition, says Nora. I agree with you 100%. And yes, Magnus, a catastrophe was 1000% averted. Crisis averted. Thank God. I saw a turtle on a tech deck spinning out. That's hilarious. I love that, Nora. And so Parentera, so the people can get in trouble for stealing my content. Technically, I can sue them. Now, with the sheer volume, I'm going to try and go the copyright strike claim route and just get them to delete it all that way. And if they get so many strikes or claims, whether it's by me or others or both, then their channels will automatically be deleted and or banned. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Stumbled onto it accidentally, but backed out immediately. No worries, Nora. Butters Paranormal says, hey, Cody, I'm the one who mentioned about helping you with the Bell Gunnis video. Hope everything is good. Well, hey, man, I recognize the name, and I definitely appreciate that. I still would definitely like to do a video on that person / topic in the near future. It's more so been like just sorting out all the crap in my personal life on top of kind of picking from the vast, ever-growing list of topics that I have. And speaking of which, a little bit of a spoiler alert, I guess, / something that's going to be coming in the near future is I actually took a trip to, this would have been 3-4 weeks ago now, around that time. I took a trip to Eureka Springs, Arkansas, mostly leisure, but also like kind of half working, I guess. And I ended up being able to go inside and film a bunch at the Crescent Hotel there, which is very famous and pretty heavily requested by a lot of you guys. And pardon me. And yeah, I'm going to be doing a documentary style video with that I actually went and I filmed, mostly just B-roll footage because it's a very popular hotel, and getting like untethered access or uninterrupted access is extremely hard to come by unless you're like a network show like a Ghost Adventures or something, I'm sure. But I was able to film a lot there and take a lot of photos, which is cool, and learn a lot about the history. And I was able to get access to room 218, which is like arguably one of the most, if not the most haunted rooms there. Kind of in a funny way, I just happened to be filming up there, and my girlfriend was as well, and housekeeping was cleaning that room, and we just happened to ask them like, hey, can we just like film in here for a few minutes? And they thought about it, and they ended up being really, really cool about it. So got some footage in there that not a lot of people can say that they got, and got to experience it and then learn a little bit about the history behind it, which I'll get into all into the video for sure. But yeah, overall it was a really cool, really interesting experience. Eureka Springs is definitely a place that is just haunted in general and has its own vibe. And I honestly can't wait to go back. And I definitely want to go back in the fall because I think it's going to be a total vibe there. Just, it was already beautiful, but I mean, combine some crisp weather with the fall leaves and just the overall ambiance of the place. I think it's going to be extremely, extremely cool to check that out. Sorry, just readjusting here. And yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, they're definitely just, they are too lazy to make their own channel and money by far. Cody, let's go to the Sally house together. So that's a hard maybe, man, because the last time I went to the Sally house, like I had some experiences that scared me so bad, albeit there was some occult things involved that I think ultimately led to that. But yeah, it scared me so bad. I haven't until this Crescent Hotel trip been back out to a haunted place to explore. So yeah, it's pretty scary to say the least. And if you guys ever do want to check that, I do have 2 past live streams that I believe are about 2 years old now from the last time I went. That the second half of those streams, that's just two parts from when I was there. You can understand why I would be scared, because it was like a movie. It was on that level of craziness. Crystal sent jamming for 200 joules. I don't, man, YouTube is always changing stuff. I am not even totally sure what the jewels are, but thank you so much, Crystal, for your generosity. And I also love the cat in the hat there. At least I think it's a cat. It's either a cat or a bunny with a hat on. So I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. What is up, Wishflower? Yeah, tape library is great too, for sure. And I think AI definitely has its usefulness, but I don't think that it should be a crutch or something that someone primarily utilizes or takes advantage of to do all of the work for them. But yeah, it's funny. I get accused. Literally earlier today, I read a comment that was just like, "This is just a crappy AI narration channel," and it's like, it's just funny that my delivery and editing still continues to give people the impression that I'm AI. And I'm always just like, just go watch one of my live streams, because I can assure you now, as much as that would make my life easier if somehow I was able to do that, which I never would. But yeah, no. There's it's not, you know what I mean? Like I track everything, edit everything, write everything, all of the above. So yeah, it would be nice if AI was doing the heavy lifting there, but that is indeed not the case. Also, what's up, Melody? On that note, too, really quick while I'm at it, hopefully I don't close out of anything too important here, but I figured and I tend to throw these out here when I can, when I remember, is I do want to invite those of you who aren't in my Discord server to come and join, because I feel like it wouldn't hurt. It's totally free. I'm trying to be in there more. Like I said, I've just been really, really busy lately. But yeah, come join, man. Come hang out with the community. We have a good group of like super fans in there, man, I have to say. And I think in total, I mean, it's not super duper big, but I haven't done like a huge push on it. I think we've got like 60 people in there, and definitely at least like 25 to 30 that are pretty regularly active. Scammers belong in the slammer. I totally agree, man. And yeah, sadly, that is the case, Wish. We do have to be on our toes for sure. Melody said, I mean, I would love to discuss a few things about AI and a couple of other things, not so much political over Discord, voice chat sometimes. Is there a naughty Nancy we should be aware of? No, unfortunately, it's well, the account that tried to scam me, at least the email, and there's no way that this is their only one, but let's see here. Yeah, their name was, quote, Bianca Rochetti, which is probably not their name, but their email was management@livebroadcast.com, but it wasn't livebroadcast.com. It's got like some kind of nuance in there, which I didn't catch at first. And like I said, it's pretty elaborate. And again, guard was down, and hindsight's 2020, so I feel kind of dumb now, but they're really trying, man. And I know that they're not the only ones. There's no way. And Butters, life definitely gets you in a way of doing what you love. That it does, man. Take as much time as you need. I'm always available to talk about her. Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Yeah, life never stops. That's the downside. The expectations, the responsibilities, they never stop. They usually only stack. But I can only control what I can control, and just have to do my best. And part of my reality is that doing this for a living, I do have to consistently keep up on that. And sometimes, especially more recently, more often than not, I fall behind. And that's just because allocating time and dealing with everything else. But this definitely is besides obviously family and relationships and such, is a major, major priority. Because without this, at least at this particular point in time, which I've been lucky enough to be able to do. Um, Keeps, you know, it is my livelihood, so it allows me to provide for my family as well as myself. So yeah, it's my goal is to here pretty soon, amidst the calming down storms of life, is to just really sit here and crank out a ton of work. And then that way, when and if the next time I really get behind, I won't feel so bad about it. And I'll be a little more relevant as well in the algorithms and such. So I don't have to sweat it as hard. Because, especially when you spend a ton of time making a video that you want to do really, really well and you think will do really well, and then it doesn't do as well as you would hope, you know, that definitely hurts a bit too, numbers wise and just like financially. It's like you could sink weeks into a video and have it do, for example, with my last one, like 20,000 views versus another one that might get 1 to 200,000 views, which is where more so the healthier bracket you want to be in. Which again, I can never take these numbers for granted because I was just looking at like a Facebook time hop the other day, and I think I've got it screenshotted here in my phone, but it was like 6 years ago to the day on, I think it was July 28th, I had 800 subscribers. So it's like, it just really puts it in perspective, you know, things that I don't tend to always think about getting this far into everything and having grown how I've grown. Um, it's like, oh, well, it's only 20,000 views, you know what I mean? Which I don't ever look at it like that anyways, but it's like, in order to provide, I have to hit X amount to do it, you know, to make everything work. But it's like, that's still incredible, you know? So yeah, I definitely cannot take that for granted. I don't want that to sound like I am, you know? But yeah, it helps put it in perspective for sure. Oh, let me see here. Melody, that's how we keep ourselves honest. Oh, for sure, man. For sure. Nora, would you do something about haunted war stories? I absolutely would, for sure. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Thank you, Crystal. We got a turtle drinking some water. Incredible. And I guess that is something to do with the jewels. I remember getting a survey like a year ago about something that they were going to call, like trying to name whatever deal they were trying to do. But thank you so much for that again, Crystal. And thank you for your generosity, dude. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I'm just kind of getting caught up here. War stories. Absolutely. Um, I don't, I don't tie it into the channel a lot, but I actually know quite a bit about a few different wars, and there are a lot of really interesting paranormal stories, depending on what war you're looking at, etc., that tie into those. So that definitely, I would love to do some stuff like that. I have a really, really old video, like one of my first like 10, I think, 10 or 15, that I think I still have up. If not, it's probably a members only video now. I can't remember, but it was over, and I might like redo it in due time and then add more to it because it was pretty short too. I think it was like 10 or 12 minutes long, but it was actually over some of the paranormal things that were allegedly experienced during the Vietnam War. And yeah, there's some pretty crazy stuff with that, from cryptids to paranormal experiences. So yeah, absolutely. I would love to do some more of those because I personally find that incredibly interesting too. And if I find it interesting, I'm sure there's a lot of you guys that will too. TLA Nelson, you can make a video about the Seven Sisters. I can't say off the top of my head I remember who they are. Let me see. Seven Sisters. Hmm. Well, it says the term Seven Sisters most commonly refers to the Palladius star cluster. So if you've got some more info on that, maybe of kind of pointing me in the right direction, I will add that to my list and see if I can't make that happen, dude. Oh man, thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you for your generosity. You always have my back, bro, and I really appreciate it. Oh, and thank you too, Wish. Got to get the kid off to bed. Good luck. Can't wait to see your documentary. Well, thank you so much, man. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you again. And as I said earlier, I haven't done until now, but I'm remembering I said it was, we're going to vanquish so many scammers. And we totally will. As a matter of fact, let me see. I'm just curious because I haven't opened it up, and I'll keep up on the chat here too. But I just want to see even what my copyright tab shows. Let me see here. Content detection. Oh, actually, I mean, I have a lot, but I'm not seeing oh man, yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of even the more recent channels that I've seen. So yeah, I'm gonna have to actually like go through and I'm gonna have to go through and manually file all of those, and that is gonna suck. Because I was hoping they would just pop up under the content or the likeness protection or claims or whatever on my end, but they might be so new that it hasn't, been picked up on yet. But I'm definitely gonna have to figure that out tonight into tomorrow in the coming days. So that's gonna be fun. But I'm telling you what, though, man, I'm about to get them. I'm about to get as many as humanly possible. Because fuck that, for sure. Oh yeah, for sure, book. Everyone send a like to our, says Melody, to our Commander and Spook. If you're enjoying the stream, don't be shy. Come along and say hi. Well, thank you so much. I agree. Yeah, definitely say hi. Definitely smash the like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And, whether it's with this stream, once it's done and out, or any of my videos, yeah, just share them around, man. Like that helps a lot more than most people realize. So definitely got to throw that out there for sure. Also, I agree with you, Mary. Yeah, it is pretty rude, and I I do get accused of being AI a lot. So that is kind of why it's a running joke in my videos. Sometimes I'll put like not AI or still not AI or try to make it a point because yeah. Wish anyone else seeing random frame jump that I can't even talk. Random frame jumps in Cody's video. My guess is it might be this my settings on the webcam are 4K 60 frames per second, which might not even be like fully supported on YouTube, so it might be like frame tearing a little bit. So sorry about that. Yeah, don't be too sketched. It's funny. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't interrupt the quality too terribly much. There we go. So I'm gonna get this pulled back up here. Oh, thank you, Ginger, for sending a flower. Appreciate that, man. Do what? Somebody tried to steal the channel. They did. Yeah, I'm not sure if you were here earlier, Tiki. Lay it the smackdown on him, boss. You're damn right. But yeah, I had people try to scam me impersonating a podcast or representation of a podcast. They tried to get access to my meta platforms, which would have then gained further access to some of my personal stuff. So yeah, that shit was pretty crazy. And then yeah, pretty much that. And I'm having like a flood of people re-uploading my content and or using AI. And it looks like on my end, at least not yet, YouTube hasn't fully caught up with that yet. So I'm gonna have to go through and find them myself and ask for you guys to please report them if you find them, as I also go along and try to get to them as well. Also, it looks like I saw something about Preston Castle. I don't know a ton about that, but I definitely will check that out for sure, Rachel. It says, love your content. My husband and I were docents out there for 6 years. Happy to help if you want. We're on the paranormal team back. Oh, we were on the paranormal team back then too. That'd be really cool, Rachel, for sure. If you just want to shoot me an email so I can get some more info, and try and put that together and kind of get your perspective on it. My email is just mysteryarchives@gmail.com. And yeah, I would love to get some info from you. That'd be really cool. Pig Big Wig. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened is as I was telling Tiki, yeah, I just had some people impersonate a pretty famous podcast, and I just done a really big interview, which is going to be out. Hopefully, it's supposed to be out by the 5th of August. So we'll see if it actually posts at that time. And pretty much once I get the okay from them, 'cause it's on a pretty much a large news platform, then I can tell you guys about it and like share it around and stuff. But yeah, that's coming. But coming off the heels of that, my guard was definitely down, and yeah, they almost got me. They almost got me because of that. So, Melody, I may be able to help organize if I can get reliable video editing software and authentication. Well, I definitely appreciate that, man, for sure. Video editing software, personally, I use Adobe Premiere Pro. That's what I've always used. But a lot of people use like DaVinci, which is a good free one. People use like CapCut. I know Apple, I've heard Final Cut Pro is pretty cool. So it just depends on what you're trying to get, what you're trying to learn, and what you're trying to do. Ginger, Cody, is your house haunted? Thankfully, I have not got that vibe here. Thank God. Haven't had anything go down aside from stress from the personal life situations. I have not had any paranormal manifestations in here, thank God. And I don't plan on having them anytime soon because I'm stuck here for a long, long time to come. Definitely. Gotta switch out the old Zingerman here. Been checking out the Dragonberry 6 mg. It is delicious. It's definitely more of like a summer flavor. I'm enjoying it a lot. For those of my friends that partake, you might want to give it a try. Duties of the legal age. I love that. AI is always in person, bitch. That's funny. Oh, Mark B from Discord. My bad, bro. My bad. Yeah, I can't always tell with changing usernames. I apologize. I can confirm this man is not AI. He's just monotonous without meaning to be at times. That's just true. It's kind of just how my voice is. But I try to add some inflection in there where I can. Love him for all that. He is a content creator, flesh and all. Well, thank you. We'll do have some great footage from the castle. Plus, I have some of the archive books and friends out there. That's super cool, man. Yeah, that'd be awesome for sure. Melody, glad you didn't lose the account, Cody. Thank you so much. Yeah, me, me too, man. Me too. That would have been devastating on top of so much other stuff. So yeah, me too, for sure. Gustavo Espinoza, what's up, man? He says, Cody, my guy. How's it going? That's good. I have an attachment. So weird. We'll definitely try doing some cleansing, Ginger, if it's causing you some problems. Definitely be careful with that for sure. Mr. Pantera, damn, this chat is making me feel like I need a channel of my own. Well, maybe you do, man. Maybe you do. You should. There's plenty of room for all of us, brother. As long as, we're not stealing stuff other people make, I think, everybody can get where they want to be for sure. The main thing is you just got to start with whatever content you want to make and never stop. Just keep evolving. 100%. Speaking of which, my girlfriend, so she has a channel that she's trying to get monetized on, which I've actually been on occasionally. She posts kind of like a bunch of random stuff, just trying to like get watch time hours. But her main thing has been, for the most part anyways, like gaming content. And her channel's called Wandering Trader Fairy, which and I'm plugging that not only asking for your guys' support, but also to steer you to some of just the really stupid videos we've made, because we did, I want to say we've done 3 or 4 different live streams where we've been playing Call of Duty, the Call of Duty port on Black Ops 5, and just talking about random stuff. And I honestly think they're kind of more so like the lives that I'm doing here are very much like a side of me that YouTube doesn't really get to see very often, where it's very much like I'm just being stupid and goofy and just talking about random shit. Like, I think, man, we got into some personal like trauma dump stories. We joked around. We talked about different lol cows. Like, I was talking about like how Daniel Larson was free and how, what I know about Amberlyn Reed, because I've been following her for forever. And some of you might know what I'm talking about. Some of you might have no idea, but just Google them, learn about them if you're ever interested in what lol cows are. So, and no, not Black Ops Cold War. So they ported Black Ops 1 and 2 to the PS5. So I've been playing, I've been holding out on Black Ops 2 because they've been having issues with hackers, which they did back in the day too. and they didn't yeah, they didn't fix that. So I think they're hopefully trying to fix it now that it's been ported. But yeah, we've just been playing Black Ops 1 and actually using like a headset microphone. So, and just setting it between the two of us. It's like, I'm quote a professional YouTuber and I have all of this like expensive gear that I use like for my craft. But then when it comes to that, we're just using like a potato microphone and just having fun with it. So yeah, if you guys ever want to check that out, her last couple of streams that show Call of Duty, I'm also on. And yeah, we just kind of get into a bunch of random stuff. And yeah, it'll help her out. And, you know, it's a lot of fun. So you guys might enjoy that. If you're ever bored and need a pick me up, yeah, check some of that out. It's been quiet lately. Hopefully it's gone. Well, I hope so, Ginger, for sure. Oh, well, thanks, man. You're one of the best narrative creators and storytellers on YouTube. A lot of these people just aren't scary. You are. Well, thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, hey, if you're feeling scared watching my videos, it's know how I'm doing my job right and trying to portray the stories the best way that I can. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. That's funny, Mark. How's the Only Cavs channel going? It's not going, man. I've been too busy. I haven't done anything with Only Cavs. I need to though. It wouldn't hurt to. That's for sure. Melody, one sec. I'm grabbing a friend. Hey, no worries, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. Uh, Rachel, plus I'm still fascinated by the Mothers of Darkness castle. I've done some light research into it and who all is involved, and that's some freaky shit. Oh, dude, it's terrifying. And my personal opinion, not every single aspect of what I researched and put in that video is 100% true, but I absolutely, with every fiber of my being, believe that the majority of that shit is true. And it's fucking scary, very scary. And I only haven't done like a real major part two. Like I did a little bit, like I did a part two, so to speak, but it was more so someone from an organization that was covered in that video reached out to me allegedly anyways, and I think that was also probably a very elaborate hoax as well. But as far as what actually is going on, like as far as like in like the files that people now know about and how that video and a lot of that info predates the release of those or slash the discovery of those just further solidifies that in my mind. But yeah, it's super dark and freaky. And I'm genuinely shocked and knock on wood, but I'm really glad that it never, up until this point, has gotten taken down on YouTube. Because yeah, it is some pretty scary, evil shit, and some very dark stuff as well. So yeah. Oh, my bad, Butters. No, I didn't say Black Ops 5. I meant I just said the Black Ops port on PS5. It might have blended together a little bit. But yeah, just Black Ops 1 and 2 are ported. I never did actually play Cold War, but I played a little bit of 6 and 7. I even like some of seven's gameplay like on multiplayer, but then they made the Call of Duty Classic, which was kind of like Black Ops 1 and 2 maps, but in that engine. And then they did the port and it's the original. So I was like, say less. I'm going to hop on there for sure. So yeah, I'm a huge OG Call of Duty fan. And I've been having a blast with it when I have the extra time. Ginger, are all of the stories true? Um, I guess it depends on which stories you're talking about, but as far as like the cases that I cover paranormal wise, yeah, allegedly they're touted as true. Obviously, I wasn't there, I didn't experience the things with everyone. I can't 100% beyond the shadow of a doubt say every single aspect of every single story is true. And there are some I have a gut feeling just aren't, and it's a catch 22 of trying to not only like portray the accuracy and what people are saying what actually happened and kind of differentiating that and also being entertaining. So, but yeah, it's those are supposedly true anyways. And then in the Mothers of Darkness stuff, the majority of that, in my personal opinion, is true because I did a ton of research to get into that. And it put me in a pretty dark place. And that's part of why I haven't done another huge deep dive amidst all the other stuff I've had going on. So, but I need to. I need to. It's more relevant now than it ever has been. And I definitely think that it needs to happen. Pardon me. Sage Rat, what was one of your favorite stories that you've done? Oh man. Besides telling my own stories, one that always pops up in my head when I get asked that question that I just find to be a really freaky case in general is the haunting of the house on Church Street, which took place in Michigan. And an individual basically was wanting to enrich himself slash find buried riches, and he purchased an occult book from some local metaphysical shop near him, and it had incantations or conjuring language within it. And he basically conjured these multiple entities and didn't have anything happen at first. And then, short period of time after that, as they do with these cases, his life went to hell in a handbasket, and he was dealing with some terrifying paranormal stuff. So that's one that definitely pops up that I can give you off the top of my head. And I have a video on that if you want. If you have seen it, awesome. If you haven't, I can definitely plug it in the chat here for you. Let's see here. At least it should pop up. Yeah, there it is. And make no mistake, I do put demonic in quite a few titles because it is just what works. But this definitely, absolutely is a demonic case by and large. So there's that one. Another thing I kind of plugged. I'll just put kind of everything in here for those that are or aren't aware. Let's see. You'll see what I mean here in like 2 seconds. And then, it's crazy. I've got all of this. I've got all of these copycat channels with the Mothers of Darkness too. Like all the information I know people are parroting that wasn't out before, they got from my video, and that's okay. That's great. You know what I mean? Like I love being a resource for folks. But that's the Mothers of Darkness video, which I'm plugging in there. The first one was the Church Street. And then since I did mention it, and I don't have to put every single little thing, but they want to put basically my Genesis story, so to speak, of me growing up in 2 haunted houses, my personal stories. I made multiple videos, but then ended up putting them together into a larger video, but I'm putting that in there too if you guys do want to check it out when you have the time or if you're interested. But yeah, like it's interesting though to just see your research making it into the larger like ethos of consciousness when it comes to people delving into this stuff, because it's like there are certain aspects that I know I covered that other people didn't, and it came literally directly from me in my video. And when I can pick those things out, I know for a fact that they've watched it. In regards to a lot of different things, but definitely the Mothers of Darkness video for sure. And like I said, it's cool, but it's weird, cool in that sense, but obviously the subject matter is super not cool. So, and yeah, Black Ops 7, for what it is, at least the multiplayer side, I definitely enjoyed quite a bit for what it is. The campaign and zombies, not so much, aren't for me. I care for more so the originals, but it's pretty fun, all things considered. Time warp stories are definitely very interesting as well, Nora. I haven't done those in a long time. I think the last one I did was over pardon me, Jesus, the stone forest in Peru has some stories like that. And then I also covered the Philadelphia experiment. That's one of my very, very first videos as well, if that's still up. But if you haven't seen that one too, because I know that one is the Stone Forest in Peru episode I did that delves way into time warps and a bunch of other stuff. I'll throw that in the chat for you too. Bam. But yeah, that one's pretty interesting. And Ginger, if you would like to share those ghost stories or have me, so I am getting ready to make it a regular occurrence where I more so tell subscriber stories, just even for the fun of it and to get people's stories out there. So if any of you guys have some stories you want to share that you haven't sent in already, because I do have quite a few to choose from, I'm going to try and get some episodes out for those as well. Because that's stuff I don't have to research and write as well. I can just proofread it and get right into it. So I'm definitely going to add those to the mix. Certainly. And then yeah, follow my personal experiences. I did link a video where I go very deep into that. Oh my babe, I'm not even gonna lie. The sound of the so for my chat, I have foam that I put around the frame of a door that I put in. But all I heard in my ear, because I have music going too, is a scratching, screeching sound. And like I'm already talking about like paranormal stories and shit. Well, music through my headphones. Get them, get your Raycon headphones. But yeah, yeah. Anyways, I'm still live, so yeah. Go on, get now. Get banished. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I know. I can only. She's getting loose from the cellar again, guys. I have to go chain her up. Jesus, you're crazy. Girlfriend made a creeper appearance. I see you. Yeah. Yeah, I have sound isolating foam around the door frame, and I need to blade the rest of it off, and I haven't. And every time that, huh? All right, love you. Have fun. All right. But every time I open or close the door, it makes a scraping, screeching sound because it's rubbing against the foam there, which, like I said, I need to blade, but it just scared the shit out of me because I wasn't expecting it. But yeah, with my personal paranormal stories, I went ahead and put that in there in the chat. But yeah, I grew up in two haunted houses. It's kind of what more so got me into this, and that's what that video entails. And you're absolutely right, Crystal. Yeah, delving into that, and prior to that, I used to do missing person cases for a time, trying to kind of find what really like motivated me and like what I really wanted to get into. And like, don't get me wrong, that's very important work, but it's so mentally and like spiritually taxing, especially when I was having people directly affected by those people going missing, reaching out to me and speaking to me about them. Um, yeah, like I said, it's very important to further get the work out, especially if they're cold cases. But man, I just couldn't handle it prolonged, like a doing that time and time and time again, and also speaking with the family members. It's just so difficult to endure. So yeah. Melody, what if you lean into your community to assist with your research for building videos to make it unique? Um, I wouldn't mind doing some group like project style videos. I think that would be really cool. I just have to figure out kind of how to organize that, but that'd be really cool. Plasma was oozing down the walls. I mean, hell, pretty much, man. There's a damn skunk in my chicken coop. You better go get him, Crystal. Be careful though, don't get sprayed, man. That's funny. Good morning, Shonda. Very cool. Welcome. Rachel, we bought my grandparents' house after my grandpa passed away in 2022, and it is haunted. But I know who and what I'm mostly dealing with. I'm a history buff and love finding truth in the paranormal. I feel you there, man. Me too. And that's very interesting. I hope that it's nothing too dark. Actually, it's part of my story. So, in January 2005, my grandmother, my mom's mom, passed away in my aunt's house where we all lived at the time. She was basically living there. Um, she was living there, kind of like end of life, living there, and she wasn't very old actually. She was only about 65 or 66 when she passed away, on the younger side, but she had really bad health. And yeah, she was living with us to have caretakers, and one thing led to another, and she passed. And unfortunately, I was with her when she passed away. That's a whole other side of the story. I think I do more so explore in that video, but um, the house was already very haunted. But I've heard this from other folks that sometimes when their loved ones pass away in a home, the haunting or of the paranormal aspects of whatever they were dealing with before, or if they weren't dealing with anything, they start dealing with things after the fact. And ours, it's usually of a dark nature as well. And I know ours was, and that darkness, I'm telling you, is like a 25 on a 10 scale. It was incredibly dark and scary. And I know for a fact, and in most people's cases, that that is not their loved one. You know what I mean? But what I think personally happens is when someone passes away at times, depending on how they pass away, there could be some kind of a portal or doorway that is opened, whether temporarily or permanently, and perhaps some darker entities within the firmament or wherever they're coming from come through that into our reality. And are causing those hauntings. That's my personal opinion. I think it could be part of what you're dealing with too, because I've heard it time and time again, both from folks in my community, other stories I've stumbled across, and actually stories that I've heard in my personal life in person. So that's where I tend to stand on it, and it's unfortunate, and it's very very creepy and scary, and it oftentimes allows truly dark entities to masquerade and or piggyback off of the perhaps fond memories of our loved ones. So, let's see, live next to a cemetery. Oh wow, that's crazy, Ginger. I bet it was haunted. Mary lives next door to a cemetery. Damn, man. Wonder if you're experiencing anything. Also have several to draw upon, says Melody. Very nice. That basement story freaked me out. Um, about what I saw when I was a kid. Basements in general can be very creepy. But yeah, the first house that I lived in that was haunted, yeah, I saw basically we had these large wardrobe boxes, and I spent a lot of time down there just kind of in my own world, like watching shows and like playing as a kid. And my mom, which I get into all this again more so in the video, but my mom was and still is a hoarder, and we had a lot of stuff down there. And I really think that having an unclean and unsanitary environment, I think, can further attract or be a breeding ground for the paranormal, aside from mass amounts of personal strife, on top of anything and everything else people could be doing. And I know that in my case, that was more than likely what happened, that it became a breeding ground. But long story short, that home was very haunted. And I remember going down there one day to try and just kind of be in my own world like I would be. And I remember I got like halfway down the stairs and I saw one of the large wardrobe boxes, which were on the far left side of the basement, get straight chucked all the way across, like at least from the doorway what I could see. And then obviously later I went down there and saw where it was and all of that. But I watched one of these wardrobe boxes just get straight thrown across the room, and it scared me so bad. Like I would not go down there without one of my parents. And yeah, that was that was one among a lot of stories, especially just from that house alone. But the home that my grandma passed away in was actually the following home, completely far. I mean, almost an hour away from where that was. And whether it was something from that house piggybacking over there and or there was already stuff there, I personally think it could have been a little bit of both. Sorry about that, SLN. I actually have a new mic stand too, because this one is more of a makeshift, because my other one broke, because of course it did. Hopefully that helps a little bit. But yeah, I think that that home definitely was already haunted given its history and what all had happened there as well, which I get into. But it could have been some other stuff piggybacking off of it as well. So, but yeah, it's unpacking that just a little bit. Also, thank you, S Randomness. I appreciate that, man. That doesn't sound very weird, Ginger. I mean, gyms are kind of like a lot of people pass through them. I can understand why they could maybe be potential breeding grounds for stuff like that. I wouldn't be particularly shocked. Also glad to hear it, Mary. I've done spirit box sessions at, oh man, probably easily a dozen cemeteries now over the course of my career. And sometimes you don't get anything, and other times you get some really creepy, interesting ones. Like I know one time I was interpreting, then I had someone else interpret, and we both got very, very similar messages that there was like people that were trying to share aspects of their stories with us, like their histories. And there also was one in particular at one cemetery that was in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma, that I did a spirit box session at. And same message, two different people, but this person was saying that they were burning in hell. And why that would be coming through at a cemetery, I don't know, but it was very creepy, and the voice sounded very distressed as well. And I mean, between the two of us, I want to say it was spaced out at least a good 25, 30 minutes in between. So it's Pretty creepy, to say the least. Also, bear with me here just a second. I'm going to see if I can't adjust the height of this just a little bit. There we go. And then that way, too, I don't have to lean down as much because I felt like it was slipping a little bit, too. But can you guys hear me a little bit better with having it being up here? Hopefully. Burn garlic skins to get rid of them. That's interesting. I haven't heard that one. Ginger, I heard weights clanking in the corner. I was by myself. Man, I wouldn't doubt it. That is really creepy. Probably just to shock you. That might be possible. Never talk to them. I learned a valuable lesson. Very, very true as well. Very true. Let me see here. Just got to pull something up really quick. Let's see. Sorry, 1 second, guys. Type this out here. See if we can't throw this on the screen really, really quick. 1 moment, guys. I'm going to throw an overlay on the screen because really quick, I'm going to adjust it. It's going to look funky for just a sec. Maybe anyways here. But I'm going to go to the restroom really, really quick, and I will be right back. All right. We're back here, at least for a few minutes. Yeah. So that one in particular, A Girl Has No Name, that one I'm going to be getting taken down, if possible, pretty much immediately. So I was indeed piss maxing. Thank you. Hey, no worries, Mary. No worries. Oh, that's creepy, Hoshi, for sure. Rachel, the footage, that sounds creepy from the Preston Castle basement. Damn, man. Yeah. Yeah, no, seriously, though. Yeah, that's creepy. But yeah, the mystery, yeah, that bullshit channel. As a matter of fact, why don't I head over to YouTube now and make that the very first one I try to take down? Because that's the first one I saw more so recently. And yeah, it's not gonna lie, from what I covered earlier, pisses me off. So we're gonna try to. Oh, dude, they've uploaded all of my videos. Oh my god, their shit's getting thousands of views too. That's fucked up. Yeah, absolutely not. I'm copyright claiming all of this shit immediately. You might hear something just for a second. Let's see here. I think it'd be under the report. Let's see, submit. Copyright removal request. Let's see what up with it. Let me see. Except it doesn't say how to do it. What I'll probably do too, if I can't figure it out here after the stream, is I will, what I'll do is I'll go in and contact Google support or YouTube support and see. That's why it explains why your retention has been subpar. Yeah, no shit though. Seriously though. Yeah, let me see, for your videos you can submit it in studio. I'm just going through it here just to see, because I know that the content detection is on there, but let me see. Let's make a new. Oh, I can literally put the exact video. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to go through now and every single video that this person has that has been mine, which technically they've probably stolen 30,000 views from me. I mean, on average, that's at least like $300. So it's like, it's not just about the money, but it's the principle, and yeah, that's really fucked up. I'm not even going to lie to you. That's not okay. So yeah, also thank you for that. Yeah, any channels you guys see that aren't me, please definitely report them. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it, because it's going to take me forever to try and and take all of these down. But you best believe I'm going to get them all. So, or do my best to, I should say. And yeah, dude, seriously, like I spend weeks and so many hours doing this. Let me see really quick before I head out here, because like I am kind of getting tired. I'm not going to lie. Let me pull up even my latest. Yeah, get a spreadsheet. No kidding. Let me see if I have my latest on here that, I can just show the editing timeline and just how many edits, and just put it in like a rough vernacular, like a rough perspective, so to speak, of just how much goes into making these videos. Let alone, I can't show you the writing and scripting side. You know what I mean? But let me see if I even have this on here. Okay, I do. All right. My latest one, the Hexam Heads anyways. Let me see here. So let's do a new source. Let's see here. Let's do window capture, maybe a source. Let me see here. Got to figure out what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to put this, I don't know if it's going to, here we go. So you guys can probably see over here, right? I might cut off the window just a little bit, but hopefully you can see it. So on that, right? Here's everything zoomed out. You see all these? Each one of these has 3 to 4 animations per, right? As well as overlays, underlays. This is all my narration that I fixed all my mess ups. These are all my audio tracks and sound effects and stuff. I mean, we're talking, guys, for every 10 minutes, it's at least hour and a half, 2 hours, and that's if I'm trucking fast. And like there's a lot, dude. There's so much that goes into this. Because like literally per every single one, I put at least a couple animations to add some movement, right? So yeah, there's needless to say, there's a crazy amount that goes into making this stuff. So yeah. It's it's definitely on my tier list to get them taken down immediately. So on that note, I've got hours worth of doing that just in and of itself. So if you guys do come across, yeah, Isabel knows for sure just how time consuming it is. But if you guys do come across someone impersonating my channel or any of your favorite channels, please report them immediately. Because yeah, it's ridiculous. And it totally is Maya. By his claw, what is this? Biovisibly swells up in throat. Heresy. That's funny. And I do, Isabel, thankfully. I absolutely do. But yeah, speaking of which, I've been on here about an hour and a half now. Thank you guys for your time. This is definitely the first one I've done in a long time, but will be far from the last. I'm going to try and make these a lot more regular, especially now that everything is like chilling out more so in my personal life, or at least getting to a better place where I can spend some more time, you know, streaming as well as making a ton of more videos. So thank you guys, especially thank you guys for being generous that donated. You know, it helps tremendously. So just thank you guys so much for your support and everything. And last but not least, for my friends that aren't in the Discord but would like to join the Discord, there's the Discord join link that should be good, I think, forever, if not for like 60, 90 days. So thank you. Again, not just with me, but anybody, you know, subscribe, support their work, like, share, comment, all that stuff helps a ton. So I appreciate you guys, and I really appreciate that a girl that has no name. And thank you for being a channel member as well. But I appreciate you guys. I'll see you very soon with another new video and another live. So much love, guys. Please take care and have a great rest of your night, great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you soon. Have a good night.